Okay, so what I was trying to tell you is we take data driven decisions, correct? And data driven decision, what was the focus point of data driven decision? What was the focus point? What did I focus on? I focused on data. And because I focused on data, I have to ask a question. Who is producing this data? How is it getting produced? Human actions, correct? Human actions are producing data. Human actions are driven by human brain. Now when we ask a question, what kind of data can a human brain actually produce? Innate, inside the mind. Think about it. And let's think together. So what is the core of human brain? If you think about it, we can only do two things. We can count or we can feel, correct? Correct or not? Human brain is either good at counting or it is good at feeling. This is what we can do. Even right now, what are you doing? You are sort of, okay, you entered the demo knowing like what time, how much is the whole video and how much time is this whole demo for, right? And based on that, suppose if I said the demo is going to be for 3.5 hours, your feeling would change, correct? Oh, 3.5 hours, correct? And if I'm giving a very bad and in a very lazy way, and if I'm not engaging you in a story, if I'm not connecting with you, how would you feel? Bad, right? Correct? So if I'm going to do very bad, then even the 10 minutes is going to feel long. But if I engage you properly, the 1 hour is also going to feel less. Correct? So see, the feeling and count is always assigned or associated with the human brain. Now using the count and the feel, we take decisions. Correct or not? Correct or not? Perfect. Now, interesting stuff coming up. Brain, count, feel. Okay, now let's understand what human beings or us as a species or evolved species, what have we created for this? For this we have created numbers, and for this we have created language, correct? You express the feeling in your language and you express the count in numbers. So now you have all your 1, 2, 3, 4 as numbers. You have language which is made up of symbols, sounds and memories, correct? Now here, to get these symbol sounds and this one, you have A, B, C. If you are from Canada, you have my Kannada is so bad, and E. It's been a long time, sorry, but anyway, so the different languages, correct? It's so different languages come into the play here, and then you have all these symbols and sounds and memories, that eventually you have sounds, and these sounds make words. These words have meaning, and this meaning sparks memories, and the cluster of memories gives you feeling. Now think, you want, this is the interesting stuff. Is it interesting or not? What you just understood, is it interesting or boring? Now you want to replace this brain with what? Machine, correct? Now the machine has to understand numbers, fine, that is cool. But will the machine be able to understand your memories, meaning, words, symbols, sounds, and all this stuff? Basically, to get the corner on, to converge on feeling. This is modern day machine learning and AI. Okay? This is where we are. This is what we are trying to achieve. I'll give you another perspective, because if you come to this perspective, I'll give you another perspective. The human brain, I gave you what it is capable of, but let me see where this human brain is always existing. Human brain exists in three kinds of realities. One is transcendental reality. Another one is personal reality. Third one is transactional reality. Okay? Transcendental reality is all about you and God. Okay? Personal reality is all about you and yourself. Very good. How did you know this? You and yourself is personal reality. Transactional reality is all about you and the world or society or others. Super. Very good. Okay. Now, almost all the commercial data, all the data driven decisions are taken, which is the data which is coming out of this transactional reality between you and the world, right? Whatever data is coming out, we are going to analyze this data and try to sell better products, try to find out who is doing what. There's a very interesting book, if you'd like to catch up on that. The title of the book is very interesting. It says, Predictive Analytics, the power to predict who will click, who will lie, who will buy, or who will die. Okay? So, the power of predictive analytics, power to click or the power to predict who will click, who will lie, who will buy, or who will die. You see, clicking means websites, correct? Who will click, who's more likely to be a subscriber, who's more likely to subscribe to you, engage with you, all that is clicking. Who will lie is the fraud detection, right? When you're trying to give a loan out or issue a credit card for somebody, how much a limit can you set for the person, whether the person is going to pay you back or not, and all that prediction comes here. These are all, buying is all about, can you sell something to a particular segment of people, and die is all about healthcare, right? So the industry today is around these four clusters. Get more people to become a part of your community, then identify who, or segment out or separate out the ones who are more likely to lie. Then you identify the people who are more likely to buy and then sell them something. And then of course, if you're trying to sell an insurance, a health insurance or something, so if you don't want to sell it to somebody who's more likely to die, correct? So that's what this whole the game is all about here. And is it making sense? Is it making sense? Yes or no? Yes, okay. Do you have any doubts here at this point of time? No, okay. Right. Now the cool part is, we were talking about data, and then we were talking about the count and the feel. So when it comes to the statistical point of view, so I'm going to give you a statistical point now. Also, let me see if I can use no, okay. Statistical point of view, the same count and same field. Now we have to address this, right? Now I'm going to give you statistical point of view, and then I'm going to give you a computer based data structure point of view, because you have done computer science, correct? So you understand this. Now see the same, so same data count and field, and here also same data count and field. We are not going to talk about the same stuff now. Same data count and field, statistical point, same data count and field, computer data structure point, we both are same. In statistics, we call this, the count is called as quantitative data, and feeling is all about qualitative data, right? Using the quantitative and qualitative data, we will apply many statistical methods, which are usually around descriptive statistics, inferential statistics, and then prescriptive statistics. Now coming to the computer science aspect. Now you tell me what kind of data structures you know about. Let me rub this off. Let me write the data structures here. You tell me the most fundamental 4 data structures. Int. Yes. Then correct. Now tell me some advanced data structures. No. Stack. Correct? And then we have stack, queue, tree, and one more deck, I say. Deck of cards, stack of, yeah, correct. Right, so now you see, if there is one integer, you declare with int, correct? But if there are many integers, you have a list. And if those integers are arranged in a particular order like stacking, then it is a stack based collection. So these are all different ways of collecting. There is one more called dictionaries. You are understanding now. Now see, int and float. Int and float belong to quantitative, correct? Let me give you a better picture of this, because you think about it, is it not? Integer and floating point is quantitative, no? Whenever you want to do quantitative, if you want to give a quantitative analysis of something, for example, how long is this demo for? Are you going to use words or numbers to explain this? Numbers, right? How long is this demo? You say 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes. You say that, right? So these are all quantitative data. Suppose you have, how was the demo? You ask, how was the demo? Was it interesting, boring, too long? Language comes up. So you have all these characters which make up all your symbols, and then you use quantitative aspect of this. Then if you want to build a logic, you want to build a logic so that you can automate some decisions. What will you do? You will use booleans. Now you have to have this perspective. So you are going to go with you're going to learn one programming language to be efficient at automating something, and here in our case it is Python, because it makes our life very easy, because most of the stuff that you're looking at, the stats part and the data structures part and the one which we just talked about earlier, this part, the predictive analytics part, everything Python somehow has, or developers or the people who are maintaining Python, they have created enough libraries for it. So life is very simple. Now we have to understand what is it, which field are we trying to get into, right? We have data, everything is data driven. You take, you want to be a business analyst, data driven. You want to be a data analyst, data driven. You want to be an HR analyst, subject a little into the HR data, but then it is again data. You want to be a predictive analyst, you want to be a decision scientist, you want to be a data scientist, everything is about data. But what aspect of data do you want to address is what you will decide, is what is going to help you decide which field you are going to choose. Okay, so let me get a new page in. Right, we have this page and we have data, okay, with us. Now let's say you have data which is well structured, very neatly arranged in terms of tables, okay, or even in terms of, let's say your database is very clean. So when you have everything clean and and structured tabularly, why do you want to learn programming? You can directly use softwares like Power BI, you can use Excel, you can use Tableau, you can use ClickView, and so many things are there, right? So many different, you can use DataTab. DataTab is a very good software for statistical analysis. So you can use all this, but what if your data is not structured? What if you have all this text data and people have filled in wrong data? What if you have that, right? So that data analytics will be a little different. That will predominantly use Python too. You will use Python, then you will use the libraries in Python. Libraries in Python which will help you import the tables, import the databases. Okay, you're going to use these libraries and then you're going to first clean, prune. Basically, we call this whole thing as data pre-processing. Okay, so once you're good at this data pre-processing, you can do something we call as exploratory data analysis with a statistical context, because this is where we ask a lot of questions, and you ask questions and now the answers will be in the form of, the answer itself is in the form of numbers and graphs. Now you have to understand this number and graph. After understanding, understanding is equivalent to saying you have to interpret this. If you are not able to interpret and understand the numbers and graphs which came out of as an answer for your question which you asked in the process of EDA using Python libraries. Okay, now if you do this, if you are able to do all of this, then you are a data analyst. You understanding now? You're getting some feel for it? right? Now, if you, after understanding and interpreting some questions, you've been able to, derive intelligence. Now, after being able to do that, let's say you go into machine learning models. These machine learning models help you to predict something, predict the future. For example, okay, I'm going to give you an example. Suppose you have age here, okay, and you have salary. So I'm going to just draw some random data points. Okay. Now age is, let's say it is moving for every, suppose it's going from 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, blah, 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 it goes on till suppose 80, okay. And you have salaries which are, let's suppose in lakhs. So you have 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs, 7 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs package. So this person is at, what is this meaning then? This point, this green point. What is the meaning of this? A person age 20 is earning 1 lakh per annum. What about this point? You tell me. Just a person age 45 is earning 5 lakhs. Okay. Now I want a system, I want a model or we can call it a magic box. I want a magic box inside which I will put age, and the magic box should just send one card out. It should give me a card out, and it should have the salary on it. Suppose I'll say we don't have the data for, let's suppose 38. We don't have the data point, correct? See, 38 point we don't have. But I want to put 38 here. I want to predict, hey, if there is somebody who is around, how does it change? If there is somebody around 38, what will be that person's salary? So what do I want? I want a function. I want a function because suppose I'll just give you a highlight of this data point again, because I want you to clearly see the data points. How is the data point trending? Is it increasing with age? You see an increase in age? As the age increases, do you see the salary is increasing? It is? No? Or it is? So you see this, there is a trend line, okay, it is increasing. I have drawn this trend line exactly in the center because, do you think I should consider this as a trend line? Do you think if I draw another, suppose I'll draw another line, this line, is the orange one a better representation of the trend, or is the blue one a better representation of the trend? Which one is a better representation of the trend line? Blue one. Why? Because you can already sense, because this is placed very, equivalently, equidistantly from our points. Now see what happens. This line, no, it is actually a line, correct? So there is a standard line form in algebra. What is that? Y is equal to mx plus c. You forgot this? You remember? You remember. So what is the y-axis here? And x is, so can we just see y is salary is equal to some m into age plus c. So don't you think this is that magic box now? This is the magic box then, correct? Because it is giving you the salary, isn't it? If you forget this, now you say this is equal to salary, correct? It's like mx plus c is equal to y, correct? So now if you put the age into this magic box and multiply by m and add c to it, you will get salary. So now if you put 38, you will multiply by some m and add some c, you will get the salary. If you put 42, you will multiply by the same m and add the same c, but you will get a salary for age 42, correct? So this is called linear regression. It is part of machine learning. And we don't do this by hand. We ask the libraries in Python and we just learn how to input these commands into the Python environment, and then the machine is going to find out the appropriate M and C for you. But we learn all that by hand, by graph, in depth when we start the class. But right now what you see is this one is called business analytics. This one is also, this is called, I have to use a different color so that you clearly understand the difference. So let me use a red color so it is standing out with probably, yeah, a harder pen. So I was saying, this one is what? This one is and this one is machine learning. Making sense? Now you have to decide which one is more likely, because there is enough job for all. It depends on how much, what field you are interested in. Are you more about, getting this perspective and it's more interesting for you? You want to delve into this, fine. If you're more into Python and just want to be into statistics and data analysis, data cleaning, yeah. So you have, suppose you have, let's say 100 job openings in the market, okay? You will find about 60 job openings for business analytics. You will find about 30 job openings for data analytics, Python based full stack data analytics, and you will find 10 jobs opening for machine learning. Okay, so this is how it is. Of course, whatever you will get paid here, X, you will get paid 2X here. And here you will get paid 3X or even 4X. Whatever is the X here, this is more, but this is more for freshers or entry level. Okay, this is for entry. This is more for proven skills. I am not going to say experience. You have to prove your skills. This is definitely for experienced people. And what kind of experience? At least some paid internship on machine learning, or should have had a job as a data analyst, then you can move into machine learning and AI. Okay, so either if you are a very young fresher or just out and you have completed the whole course, maybe some top companies may give you a chance if you have a proven skill. But if you are from a working background, a non-IT background, or somebody is trying to move into data science right now, don't bet on you getting a job right away as a machine learning engineer, because it is tough. Nobody is going to trust you no matter what kind of certification you bring. No company is going to trust you with the skills that you think you have unless it is proven, right? So there are very different ways to prove these skills. So that's what you will learn as a part of the course. How do you prove it to your hiring manager, right? There are different ways of doing that. So we'll learn all that when you come into the course. So shall we say this is good enough for today? Is this information good enough for you, or do you want to know something more? You want to know something more? Is there anything that I can help you with? Okay. Okay, you ask any question, you can get back to our manager who's been in contact with you, right? Any other questions? If you want another session, some doubt clearance, some more questions, that's cool. Okay, Mr. Santosh. Hope this has been a fruitful episode for you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sending you this whole slide, okay, so that you can sort of get a feel for it. So, okay, I'll be sending you this file so that you have probably not made notes or something, but I will send it to you. Select all. Let's put this on compressing, and we'll send it to you. Once we scan this, we'll get the download, the PDF, and then we'll send it to your WhatsApp, and that's it. All right. So thank you for your time, and do get back to us if you have any doubts. Thanks.